Hi, everyone. How are you? Thanks for jumping on tonight. So flattered you're here. I have a lot to share with you. Thank you so much for joining me. And let me give you a little bit of background about myself so you know who I am. I see a lot of familiar faces, so I know a lot of you know who I am. Hi, Karen. Hi, Keating. Hi, Marie.
Hi.
Good to see you guys. Um,
Hello.
Hi. Well, so I grew up in Southern California. I still live in Southern California. I've lived here most of my life with a few places, other places, but mostly here in Southern California. And my background, achieving your highest potential. So I started studying like science of mind and how to think, not Scientology, it's something different, but science of mind, how to think like abundance thinking, prosperity thoughts, achieving your highest potential, which is our topic tonight. I've been studying that since I was about 14. So I've been making vision boards since I was a teenager, all that type of stuff, thinking positive thoughts, affirmations, all that kinds of things. My parents got into it. My childhood was very rocky as far as like financial. It was kind of a mess, bankruptcy, foreclosure. It was kind of a scary time. So I have that background of knowing what it's like to have nothing. And then seeing my parents start to study power of their mind, and now they're extremely wealthy, very successful, own lots of properties and things. So I kind of watched that arc for them, and I got to see, like, determine, well, okay, just because you were raised a certain way doesn't mean you have to live that way. Doesn't mean that that has to be your truth. That you can change your thinking, you can change your beliefs, you can change about how you think about yourself and how you think about the world. And you can change that, you can have that arc for yourself. So when I first got married, I had no money, and I went to college, but came out, really wasn't qualified to do anything, struggled for a long time. I got into financial planning. I did that for 14 years. So I pretty much studied money for 14 years, which was very helpful, still helpful for me today. And but kind of when I started with Young Living, I didn't have a lot of money. I was just kind of trying to get by. And I saw this opportunity. Melissa Kohler is my enroller. And she just, got me into the groups, and I saw the potential, and I'm like, I'm gonna do this. I don't know where it's gonna go, but I'm gonna give it a try. And I want to see. And I didn't believe in myself, even though, like, highest potential, believing in yourself, I didn't believe in myself. I just thought nobody's gonna want these oils. They're weird. I like them, but everybody else is going to think they're weird. And also that and even if people did want them, why would they buy them from me? I just didn't believe in my own potential for people to want to buy them from me. And then I started to share, and at first nobody said anything. It was quiet. I'm like, this is stupid. This isn't working. And then one day I did a post, and it exploded. I think I had 300 messages that month. I didn't sign up that many people, but just like, and I didn't even have that many Facebook friends, like 2,000. I had about 2,000 Facebook friends. And I just had so many people reaching out to me and asking me about the oils. And I just was like, oh, this is a thing that people are interested in and they don't know a lot about. And I think that was what was very exciting in the beginning, was that it was a thing that people were interested in, but it seems like nobody knew anything about them. Even though the company has been around at that time for 20 years and now 30 years. So that was 10 years ago. And I got to Royal Crown Diamond in about 4.5 years. And it was very, very exciting. But throughout all this time, even now, every day I listen to personal development. If I can give you one tip that you go home with, is that personal development every single day. And I can give you book lists. Right now we have a book club called Abundance Mindset for Young Living brand partners. You can find, or I think it's called the Abundance Book Club, Abundance Mindset Book Club for Young Living brand partners. That's the name of it. If you want to go find it on Facebook, it's an open group for anybody. Right now we're reading Think and Grow Rich. We just read The 10X Mentor by Grant Cardone. And that book was so powerful. It was recommended to me by Jihan Thomas. She's a Crown Diamond in Young Living. And she says she has all her new people read this book. The 10X Mentor. So I'm going to kind of, I was thinking about what I should share with you, besides some tips and things on how to create your highest potential, which for me is constantly being fed into. because I still have those doubts from when I was little and all that, money poverty consciousness coming in. And I've tried to heal it and tried to heal it. And the best way that I know to overcome it is to have a constant drip of people whispering in my ear going, you know the truth, which is that money is unlimited. I'm not making financial incomes about claims about living. I'm just talking about money in the world. Like literally the government is constantly printing money as fast as they possibly can. Money is unlimited. And why shouldn't you have some, right? Why shouldn't you have a whole big pile of it to do with whatever you want? And for a long time, I had what I call leaky bucket syndrome with money. Was that, yeah, it was coming in and it was going out as fast as it was coming in. And I was like, well, where did it go? Like, why can't I hold on to money? Why can't? And so now what I do with my money consciousness is I imagine like buckets that are sealed at the bottom, and having places in my mind and in actual like accounts that are sealed buckets where the money doesn't drip out. The money, once it goes in, it doesn't come out. So that's just an idea for you if you're thinking about money and abundance consciousness. But as far as you're achieving your highest potential, let's talk about that. So first I want to talk about, and most of these notes are from the 10X Mentor. So if you're wondering where all this material is coming from, I highly, highly suggest this book. I got the Audible versions, Grant Cardone, he reads it himself. No, excuse me, it's not a paperback version. You can't buy it at Barnes & Noble. It's only on Audible. It's only available on a recording. And it's just so good. Everybody in the book club was like, wow, this is such good stuff. And a lot of people didn't know who Grant Cardone really was before. If you don't know who he was, he is a drug addict turned billionaire. Like he's not a drug addict anymore. That was his old truth. And he totally changed his life, fixed all his problems, not all his problems, but fixed a lot of his problems. And now he's a big real estate billionaire, but he loves to coach people and train them about how to be successful. So he says his belief is go big or go bigger. You know the phrase go big or go home? No, go big or go bigger. When you think, well, that's too much for me. And I have these beliefs too. When I was a little kid and I wanted things, my mom basically just told me all the time we couldn't afford it. So I stopped asking. Because I could see it was painful for my mom to say that all the time. And I didn't want to cause my mom pain. So I just stopped asking for things and assumed that I wasn't good enough to have even like new clothes, because I was the little sister and I should just take my bigger sister's hand-me-downs, which she got from our cousins. So they were really hand-me-downs upon hand-me-downs upon hand-me-downs that were most of my clothes. And I just thought I wasn't good enough for new clothes. I wasn't good enough to shop in certain stores or even like to get like special treats sometimes, like ice cream and things like that. So my thinking when I was a kid was don't ask for things because you're just not going to get it. As an adult, I know that the belief, my new belief is that I believe that God is my constant a supplier of everything. Like everything is available to me. Anything I could possibly dream of in my mind is available to me. So if I want to choose and focus my direction upon that, that's what I have to do, is focus my direction upon it. And I had that for Royal Crown Diamond. And I got to Crown Diamond, by the way, in 2 years. And for 2.5 years, I was like, why can't I just get there? I had the OGB, I just needed some legs. Why couldn't I just get there? And then I just kept on pouring belief into my brain that I am a Royal Crown Diamond. I am a Royal Crown Diamond. And then one day it happened. And it was it didn't happen in a day. It happened really over a course of like 6 to 9 months. I got that last leg up. But anyway, just that belief, pouring belief into yourself over and over and over again. Go big or go bigger. How much can you dream? How much do you want? And never ever think, well, that's too much. I shouldn't want that much. That's being greedy. Why is it greedy for you to want so much, especially if you want to use it to help the world, to help people, to create abundance for your family, to create a better life? Why is that greedy? And why is it better for someone who has all those things and not you? Are they better than you? Does God love them more? Did they do something more? Are they more special than you? No. I absolutely believe that we are completely, all of us on this planet are equal value in that sense. And why can't you what is holding you back from receiving the things that you want to receive? Because I think at the end of the day, that's the bottom line. Are you open to receiving? It's not that I believe that God or the universe doesn't want to give you all the things that you want. It's that am I open to receiving those things? And if not, why not? What is stopping us from receiving the things that we believe we should have? So think about that. So go big or go bigger. That's the belief now. That's the new belief. Not go big or go home. Go big or go bigger. What is stopping you from pursuing your goals? Do you believe you can do more? Let's see. And how does your business scale? He was talking about businesses that scale. And this is Grant Cardone. He was talking about how he was in a job that he realized he couldn't scale. But I love network marketing because it is so scalable. I mean, I remember thinking, well, what's like the cap? What's the cap that you can earn in Young Living or network marketing even? And I'm like, when I finally realized it was infinite, which is not an income claim, it's infinite. You could have 1,000 silvers under you, 5,000, 10,000 silvers under you, golds, platinums, diamonds, rolls. Like, what's to say from you signing up tons and tons of people and them teaching them how to create, rank up and get to great wealth themselves. And your business can just explode upon explode upon explode upon explode. And I've witnessed that. I've witnessed that a lot with myself, but I've witnessed that with my upline and people above them that, I remember, I won't say her name because she's not the company anymore, but somebody in my upline telling me once that she just remembers like waterfalls of people just coming into her downline. And this is somebody who was like bankrupt. She was basically bankrupt when she started. And she said she started and it was just like waterfalls of names and her downline. It was just happening so fast that people were signing up under her. And I just remember thinking like, wow, what an idea that you open up your downline and it's just waterfalls of people signing up into your team. So I know that that's possible. I know that that's possible. And once you know that something is possible, why can't it be possible for you? If you believe, if you get out of your shell, if you start talking on social media and explaining things. I've been listening to a lot of mentors in network marketing, and the biggest way that you can grow your team, get on social media and start talking about it over and over and over. Go live, do reels, everything over and over and over again, and you're going to find people that will start to listen to you. That is the big secret. That's not so much a secret, but if you start talking about our business, our products, the products, you got to do it in a way that people will receive it. But the business, if you talk about the business over and over and over and over and over again, people will start to listen to you, especially as gas prices go up, food prices go up, housing prices go up, cost of everything's going up. You start talking about a business where they can work from home, that they can, you can't say unlimited financial potential online, but you can say, no, even say, heck, could you use an extra $500? You can say that and people will listen. So just some ideas. All right. Next point, get rid of the people, places, and things that no longer serve you. So this is like trimming the fat in your life. And, I kind of joked the other day, I'm like, you can't do this with your kids. You can't, if your kids are kind of, the thing that's taken away a lot of your time, which is the case for me. I started homeschooling my daughter. She was in a bad situation in school. So I pulled her out, and now we're homeschooling, and it's taken a lot of hours during my day, which would be my business hours. And it's kind of frustrating for me, but also it's like, oh, I'm not going to have her forever. And she's my youngest. So anyway, but what in your life is stopping you from building your business as far as just like negative things? Maybe people, maybe it's, your cousin who's calling you and going, you still doing that network marketing thing? Why are you wasting your time on that? Like, cut that stuff out of your life. Anybody who's talking to you that way, say, I'm sorry, I have to go. Click, like don't, and tell them like, I don't have time for your negativity. If you can't pour belief into me, we're just not going to have a relationship right now, because I'm doing something that's supporting me and my family, and I have to pour belief into me. And on one hand, you want to have people that are pouring into you, mentors, teachers, people like Kristen Boss, or people like Grant Cardone, or people like Fraser Brooks, or top rate. I'm doing a live. Honey, can you not do that right now? I'm totally live in Spruce Society. So anyway, don't let negative people get in the way of you and your goals and your thinking and your belief. You just got to trim that fat, and not just people, but things in your life that are maybe just kind of stopping you, taking up your time. Throw out your television, For goodness sake, throw out your television. It is sucking away the time of your life that you could be building your business. And think about the things that you do, like scrolling. Or I remember listening to the guy who created ClickFunnels, Russell Brunson, saying that he goes on Facebook or Instagram or socials for about 15 minutes a day, and he checks certain people and he gets off of it. He says, I am a content creator, not a content consumer. So think about that. Are you a content, because content creators make money, content consumers usually end up, buying stuff on TikTok and whatever and spend money. So are you a content creator or are you a content consumer? And when you decide to be a content creator, that's when you're going to start to see your team go. Because you are the person who's putting out the content and bringing in the people into your life. So stop scrolling and maybe like set a timer, 15 minutes a day, check certain things in your groups, because, we got to check certain things in our groups and post in all your groups. But once you've posted in your groups, don't just mindlessly scroll through whatever, maybe look at a few certain people and get out of there, because you got certain things that you got to do, like creating content. All right. So trimming the fat in your life, getting stuff out of there that's not serving you in your time. All right, this part I love. This was chapter 15 in the book. He said, become an executor. And I'm like, an executor? That like sounds a little scary. Like, I'm just thinking like, medieval times and the guy with the big black, axe and stuff. But he's like, I'm an executor. People follow me because I'm an executor, meaning I get things done that I say I'm going to do. The best way to build confidence and belief in yourself is to do the things that you say you're going to do. If you don't do the things that you say you're going to do, you're going to lose self-confidence in yourself. It's like, imagine there's two parts of yourself, and one part of yourself is the person who's just like, doing the things, and the other person's the person watching doing the things. And if the person doing the things isn't doing the things that she said she was going to do, then the person watching it goes, yeah, I don't trust you anymore. You said you were going to get up at 7 a.m. and get to work. You said you were going to go work out today, and you didn't do that. So I kind of don't believe in you anymore. So if you're lacking self-confidence in yourself, you need to start doing the things that you say you're going to do, even if you're tired, even if you're, cranky, or, don't go work out if you're sick, obviously. But like, for the most part, don't let certain things stop you from doing the things that you say you're going to do. If you say you're going to post on your socials every day, do it, like have a checklist or something, cross it off, give yourself goals and like rewards for doing it, but do the things that you say you're going to do, because the biggest reason is so that you can build confidence in yourself and become an executor, meaning, so execute on the things that you say you're going to do. And he was talking about killing your targets. So give yourself a goal, give yourself a timeline for when you're going to achieve this goal, and then kill that target, meaning get it done. And then that'll create belief in yourself. Your team will start to believe in you, because if you say you're going to post something and you post something, you show up on time, you do the thing, they're like, oh, she's reliable. She's a person who says she's going to do. People want to follow people like that. People want to follow people that do things that they say that they're going to do, because they start to have belief in them. They're showing up every day. They're doing the things, or they're killing their targets, because that's who they want to be. And tell them that too. Tell them that they want to become an executor. They want to achieve their targets and their goals. So let's see. Okay. All right. Next part. Let's see. Dealing with setbacks. So dealing with setbacks, we all, have had a big setback the last few years, between COVID and then kind of what's happened since COVID. We've had setbacks, and setbacks are just part of life. That's totally normal that we're all going to have setbacks. It's just the way it is. But that's how you have your comebacks, right? Your setbacks set you up for your comebacks. And life isn't always going to go like this. We just know it. That's just not how it's going to go. So we have to prepare for the downtimes. And we have to have our setbacks so we can have our comebacks. When you have your comebacks, like, how are you going to come back even stronger? Who doesn't love a good comeback story? Somebody who did a great thing and then they got down and then they come back and they rise even more. I could name a bunch of people, celebrities and famous stories and things like that, but everybody loves a good comeback story. So why can't that be you? Why can't you have your biggest comeback and come back bigger and greater than you ever were before? Because now you have all that knowledge. You have knowledge of not just the good times, but you have knowledge of the hard times too. And that's what's made you stronger. That's what's poured, that belief into yourself was, I'm still here. I didn't quit. I didn't leave. Okay, my team might be not be the size it was before, but I'm still here. And people know that about me. I had a text like a couple of weeks ago, and this guy's like messaged me out of nowhere. He's like, "Do you still do Young Living?" I'm like, "I'm still here. Still my primary thing. This is what I do." And he's like, "Great, because I still want to do the business." I'm like, "Let's talk. Get over here." So people are watching, and don't stop posting. Don't stop showing up, because people who are in and out of the business all the time, who wants to follow that person? I would not. Follow somebody like that. So assess your business and your team and your life. Put like an assessment. He has this thing. You can Google it. It's a free thing. Grant Cardone's assessment. But it's just like a long assessment of looking at everything. Where are you at? Where are your legs at? Where's your team at? Where are you at with your health? Where are you at with your finances? Where are you at with your relationships? Where's your team at? In terms of those things. Like, I kind of assess everything. What is working? What is not working? Who needs attention? You need to assess where you're at, so you know where you're going. And so it's very important to kind of have an idea of where you're at and write all these things down. It's like, okay, here's where I'm at. Here's where I want to go. What's the path? What's the best path for me to get there? And if you don't know, start reading personal development books. I mean, that's every day. Every day. I have an Audible account, so every month I buy a book for $14.95, and I've been doing it now for like, I think, 5 years. So I have a big long list of books on my Audible that I can just listen to anytime, because I forget. I might have read something 3 years ago. I can't even remember what I learned, and I can go back and it's like I'm reading it for the first time, even though I read it 3 or 4 years ago. So I'm afraid to say, but like that, Robert Downey Jr., Drew Barrymore. So my suggestion, if you like listening to books, is get an Audible account and just start collecting books into your Audible, and you can listen to them anytime you want. I listen to Audible while I'm washing the dishes, while I'm walking my dog, while I'm just driving in the car, driving my kids around. All kinds of things that you can listen to on Audible, and you can just keep an account of books that you like to listen to. Okay, so the assessment. Let's talk about liabilities. Turn liabilities into assets. So things in your life are either usually a liability or an asset, and they can change. Something that might have been an asset at one time might become a liability. Something that might be a liability can become an asset. So if you have something that's a liability, meaning it's like sucking the life out of you. What's something that's like kind of draining your energy, and it's something that maybe you could get rid of. Like, maybe it's just a bunch of junk around your house. Maybe your house is cluttered and you're like, do I really need all this junk? It's taken me a lot of time to clean. And, do I really need all this stuff around here? Or maybe it's a relationship in your life, somebody negative. What's a liability in your life that you could just get rid of? What's something like, maybe you agreed to do something at one time, but it's no longer serving you. Maybe it's a club or just some kind of anything that's taking away from your ability to work efficiently and to do the things, achieve your goals the way that you want to achieve them. So become aware of those things. What are the assets and liabilities? You can make a list of these types of things, and then think, maybe I could get rid of that. Maybe I don't need that in my life anymore. Or maybe there's the possibility that I could have something better. Like maybe it's a car that just doesn't work very well anymore. Maybe you could get a new car. Maybe you could, like, I just look around my house sometimes and think, that doesn't really work anymore. I got that because it worked at one time, but it doesn't work anymore. So how can I turn my assets into my liabilities, and turn my liabilities into my assets, so that assets, meaning things that help me, that serve me, that are helping me move towards my goals and dreams. So take an inventory of those types of things. One point, he says, creativity is always an asset, almost always an asset. So your creativity, definitely be using your oils, especially the oils high in sesquiterpenes, to bring creativity into your mind. I remember, side note on a little story, that I once heard Gary say, and he brought these, what's it called when veterans, he brought these veterans into, I don't know where he took them, but to one of his places where he had things. And they were talking about how they couldn't sleep at night, and they hadn't been able to sleep through the night for a long time because they had PTSD. And he said, all right, well, let's start working together. And he started putting oils on them constantly for days and days. And he had them like in saunas or in baths or jacuzzis with oils. And he said, tell me when you start to have something creative to offer the world again. And after several days, they finally came to him and said, we feel that now. We feel like, because he said when people have PTSD or like severe depression, they just feel like they don't have anything creative to offer the world anymore. It's like they can't access that creative part of their brain, and it can, eventually kill people, just like in a way that, like, you have to have creative thoughts. You have to think, how can I serve the world? How can I make things better? I think people get depressed when they think, I just don't know what I have to do to offer the world. How can I help people? I don't even know. I think I can. Nobody's going to listen to me. Nobody's going to want to hear what I have to say. And that's such a sad place to be. So start to think about your creativity and fostering your creativity, and, pray for creativity, pray for thoughts, pray for ideas, pray for things that come into your mind, into your spirit, that will make you think, oh, wait, that's an idea that I could do. And if you're scared to do it, pour some of that belief into you. How can I pour that highest potential oil right on top of your head? Breathe it in, suck it in right from the bottle. I don't mean drink it, but I just mean, like, get that belief into yourself, and keep pouring that belief into myself. And if you need that little book, I think I can, that little engine that could, I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. That's a little mantra that we all learned when we were little kids. And that's just one of the best books in the whole world. I think I can, I think I can. And then I start to say, I know I can, I know I can. And then it's like, I am doing it. I am doing it. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. So have that belief in yourself that just put one step. And if it seems like a daunting task, whatever it is, the idea that you have, I learned this a long time ago. If you have like a daunting task, just write out the steps. Okay, step 1, I need to do this. Step 2, this. Step 3, this. Like you're following a recipe. Because if you look at the whole long list of creating the idea that you had, it might seem like, oh, how am I ever going to do that? But if you can just do one step at a time, it's not so daunting, right? Just look at the one next step that you have to do that thing until it's done, and then move on to the next thing. And eventually you're going to start to get there. All right. So last thing, let's see. Well, a couple more things. Give back. So he was telling the story, Grant Cardone was telling the story about this man who was like at a fundraiser, and they were trying to raise money. And it was like a big fundraiser with lots of millionaires in the room. And they came at the end of the night, they were $1 million short for some charity. And he was like, oh, we're $1 million short from where we wanted to be. Could we still raise this money? Is anybody else willing to raise this money? And finally, this guy stood up and he goes, I'll donate the last $1 million. And the room cheered and everyone applauded. And Grant Cardone said he was up on the stage and he looked around the room and he thought, everybody in here wishes they could be that guy who had that last $1 million to donate. And he was just thinking that everybody here wants to serve and help other people. Most people in the world do. Most people in the world want to serve and help other people and be that steward and be that person who donates and helps, even if sometimes you don't think you can. Sorry, my daughter's at the door, but she'll probably go to the other door. Just go here, but I'm on that call. So, all right. So we all have that servant heart. We all do. We're here. We're in a business where it's constantly serving, constantly helping other people. So we just have to think, all right, pray for help, pray for belief in yourself, and keep saying those words. I think I can. I think I can. Something that he talked about in the beginning of the 10X Mentor was writing down your goals. And I don't mean once. He was like, write down your goals every morning when you wake up, and every night before you go to bed. Every single day, you constantly have to be focused on your goals. It's not something that you write down once and you put up on your refrigerator and you don't even look at it anymore. You're writing it down every single day, right when you wake up in the morning and right when you go to bed. And if it's daunting, just have 1 or 2 goals that you can write in a minute. It doesn't have to be, I want this and this and this and this and this. It's, I have whatever it is. And make it short, but pour that belief. I have timers on my phone, and they go off about every 3 hours. And it's annoying for my family. They're like, why do you have so many alarms on your phone, Mom? They're my affirmations. So I'm looking at my affirmations, and I'm saying my affirmations in my head. I just wrote out, I choose to be. This is the alarm that goes off on my phone. My family's like, why do you always have I choose to be go off on your phone? Because I choose to be, and the end of that sentence is my affirmation of what my goals are. So I choose to be whatever it is. I choose to be Royal Crown Diamond. I choose to be successful. I choose to be a servant leader. I choose to be someone who helps thousands and thousands of people all over the world. Whatever it is for you, could you repeat the book, The 10X Mentor? Yeah, it's such a good, you're going to love it. You're going to love it. There's so many good things. And I only gave you guys some notes from the second half, the first half, and the goals things from the first half. But yeah, so write out your goals twice a day, right when you wake up, right before you go to bed, and pour that belief into you throughout the day. If you need to set timers on your phone throughout the day, it might get annoying. They do sometimes get annoying. Oh, the timer's going off again. But every time I look at it, I kind of have that reminder of, oh yeah, I put those alarms on my phone because I want to remind myself all day throughout the day what my goals are. And you could make your screenshot your vision board or whatever, but you have to keep looking at those things throughout the day and remembering who you are and what you want, and believe in yourself that you are just as capable and powerful as any person you see out there succeeding. Anybody, celebrities or famous people, wealthy people, book writers, anybody, you are just as capable as any of them, because you have the God-given gifts in your mind, in your spirit, in your soul of that divine inside you. And we all have that. It's just a matter for us of pouring that belief into ourselves, healing any old traumas that you have. You could do any of the AFT sessions or any of those things. If you have something that you just know is still holding you back, let it go. Something else real quick, I'll say, I was watching this video the other night, and if you go on my Facebook wall, my name is Jessica Laney Petty. I think I made it public. It was a video about sleep or forgiveness. And she was talking about how in our brain, when we think negative thoughts, like these prickly things actually form in our brain, like actual, not theoretical things, actual physical things form in our brain. And when we forgive, when we say, I forgive myself, I forgive, people, I forgive anybody that you need to forgive, I forgive. It cleans out your brain. It literally releases those prickly things, and they get flushed back into your system and flushed out. And so saying those words, I forgive, and it's just that the other most powerful word is love. Those two words, if you're using those into your brain, they will flush out a lot of the negative things in your life. And it's such an easy thing, but it just takes a little bit of time. And especially if you do it right before you go to bed, as you're going to bed, say, I forgive, I forgive, I forgive. And a lot of those things that are holding you back in your life will literally be washed out of you. And then start to pour those positive beliefs in. I believe I can. I believe I am. I believe I will. I believe I am doing this. I believe whatever it is, and write these things out. Who do you believe you are? Who do you believe you are? And you can achieve your highest potential. So here, I'll show you one last book that I like. This is from my friend Gretchen Kingan. She's a Royal Crown Diamond in Hong Kong. 10 Oils to Help You Own a Successful Mindset. Here, I'll tell you what the 10 oils are real quick. But it's a good book. I think you can get it on Seeds of Time, the new website for the Young Living Bookstore. It's not actually a Young Living Bookstore. It's not connected to the company at all, except it kind of is. Okay. Oil number 1, abundance. Oil number 2, believe. If anybody wants to put these in the chat, you can put them in the chat. Abundance, believe. Oil number 3 is transformation. Oil number 4, build your dream, which I don't think you can get anymore, actually. Oil number 5, energy. Oil number 6 is forgiveness. Yeah, super powerful one. I use that one a lot. Oil number 7, gratitude. And oil number 8, humility. Oil number 9, inspiration, which sometimes it kind of goes in and out of stock. And oil number 10 is joy. So that's Gretchen's 10 Oils to Help You Own a Successful Mindset. It's a great book, and she's such a nice, beautiful person. So, and she posts a lot about how to be successful in this business, and she really is very successful. So anyway, thanks you guys for watching. Thanks for hanging on tonight. I hope I gave you some great tips and advice. Go listen to the 10X Mentor, and you will be poured into. When you're done with that recording, go listen to it again, because you're not even going to absorb it all the first time. I didn't. It's like one of those things you have to keep listening to. So thanks, you guys. Hope this helps you and love you. See you later.